comes on.
All right.
He's
You're
there.
live.
He's on, where is he?
Oh, okay.
Uh, Have we got him yet?
Oh, you know what? I bet he's, is he logged in at home?
Yeah.
And, he's logged in through his computer.
So you've got
Hey,
a,
Ron, are we unmuted?
Yes, we are.
Ron, you might, need to log in.
I think he'll be okay if he,
Yeah, if he
you
can
can
hear
put
us.
it to panelists though. Can't you, Phil?
Well, he is,
He
But-
is,
yeah, this is his office, so
So he's logged into his computer from
Yes.
home.
you'll have to log in to the meeting from your laptop at home, not
Yeah,
connected to the computer here.
so I have to log in as a guest on Facebook.
hi, everyone. We're gonna give him just a moment here.
Looks like you logged off, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I
because
think
he
he
told me
heard
he
us
has to
and-
log back
Or
on.
figured out that,
Well, we can start then. Who wants to take the first one? You, Mr. Moore?
I can take those. We have to go through the,
Yeah, but by the time we get there, if he's not in, then,
Okay, I think we're good.
Oh, okay.
all right, we are good. All right, thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. The hour being 5:30, I will now call the Public Works and Service Committee meeting to order on this day, Tuesday, 2/22 of 22. Mr. Pritzloff, would you call the roll, please, if you can hear us?
Yes, Alder Jones,
Present,
Alder Lemke,
Here.
Alder Santiago. Alder Santiago,
he's here, he's muted. Okay,
Present.
okay.
Present. Can you hear me?
Sorry about that.
Can you hear me?
Alder Rouse
Here.
and Alder McCarthy. Can everybody hear me okay?
yes.
yes, we can hear
Okay.
you. Thank you. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from January 25th, 2022.
Move to approve after having reviewed them.
Second.
Motion by Alder McCarty, second by Alder Santiago to approve the minutes from January 25th. Any discussion? Corrections? If not, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The motion passes. The first item on our agenda is 0107-22. Communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of Angela Zimmerman, Executive Director, Racine Public Library, requesting to use the library lot on May 14th, 2022, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the Spring Literacy Festival in collaborations with RUSD. Staff recommendation to approve and, for the Literacy Festival and that the lease cost of $126 per day be waived, and that the Racine Public Library execute a hold harmless agreement with the city and pay a $75 processing fee. Fiscal note results in a loss of $126 of revenue to the Parking Enterprise Fund. Mr. Pritchloff.
Thank you, Madam Chair. From a staff perspective, I talked to Ms. Zimmerman, and we have no problems with this. If the library director would like to chime in, we'd welcome that at this time.
Go ahead, Mrs.
Hello,
Zimmerman.
Alderman. So this is very similar to the Fall Literacy Festival that we held in September. It was also in collaboration with RUSD, but this is kind of going to be a kickoff to our summer reading program, but we're also going to be inviting organizations from the Racine area, and they don't know this yet, but from the Racine area, like YMCA, Park and Recs, community centers, etc., kind of as a kickoff for families and everything that's coming to the area for the summer. There'll be food, various vendors, music, games and activities, etc. So we're looking for the parking lot for that day. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions from committee members?
Oh, that sounds exciting. I would move to approve.
Is there a
Second, please.
A motion by Alder Limpke, second by Alder McCarthy to approve item 0107-22. If there's no further questions, discussions, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposes? The motion carries. The next item is 0108-22, communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of Mrs. Zimmerman, Executive Director, Racine Public Library, requesting to use the library lot on April 4th through 9th, 2022, from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. for the National Library Week. Recommendation of the Public Works and Service that be approved, and that the lease cost of $126 per day be waived, and that the Racine Public Library executive will execute a hold harmless agreement with the city and pay a $75 processing fee. Results will be a loss of $756 in revenue to the Parking Enterprise Fund. Mr. Pritchloff.
Well, once again, DPW staff has no objections. Ms. Zimmerman, what say you?
I will preface this with that it is the library's 125th anniversary, so you may be seeing me a little bit more throughout the year in the coming months. But National Library Week is just to celebrate the value of libraries within their communities and promote advocacy and literature and lifelong learning. But we're trying to do a lot for National Library Week and partner also with businesses, et cetera. And we thought it'd be nice kudos to also have free parking throughout the entire week. So it is now coming before Public Works. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Zimmerman. Any questions from committee members? Alder McCarthy.
Thank you. I'm glad you explained it, Angie. I thought you were holding an event in the parking lot the first week of April out there. And it's going to say, hey, you sure?
No, it's specifically for parking. So sorry, lack of clarification, but it's only for free parking for the first week of April, just to celebrate National Library Week. We could hold some games. We could put the large chess set out there or something, but it's basically just parking.
Thanks.
Any further questions from committee members?
Nope, it still sounds exciting, so motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Alder Limpke, second by Alder Santiago, to approve item 0108-22. If there are no further discussions, questions, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposes? The motion passes. Our next item is 0101-22, communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of the Department of Public Works, submitting bid results for contract 202-2029 Main Street Lift Bridge Gate Replacement. Recommendation that the contract Main Street Lift Bridge Gate Replacements be awarded to Drax Inc. in the amount of $192,638, they being the lowest responsible bidder. Fiscal note funding is available in 4040257-545 Lift Bridge Capital Projects. This work is 100% reimbursable from the state of Wisconsin. Mr. Britzloff.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On Wednesday, February 16th, we did open bids at 2 p.m. for contract 2022029, and that's a replacement of the Main Street Lift Bridge gates. And we are submitting that for your approval. We received one bid from Drax Incorporated at, excuse me, at $192,638.00. They were the sole and low proposal. I should have clarified that in my memo. However, we do recommend that the contract do be awarded to Drax Incorporated based on the bid results, and funding is available as the chair had indicated. One thing that I do want to stress is this is the Main Street Lift Bridge that we're doing work on. It is on a state highway, and these costs are 100% reimbursable from the state of Wisconsin. We do once a year, we do a bridge report that goes to the state, and we get reimbursed for those dollars. So in this case, at $192,000, we'll submit and get reimbursed for all of those dollars. Can I answer any questions?
Alderman McCarthy.
Again, Madam Chairman, thanks, Ron. Is the state okay with only a single bidder having responded, as long as it's a normal process?
They are. We went through from the bidding standpoint, we went through all of the requirements as per state regulatory state regulations. So there's nothing here that would cause the state to say, no, we're not going to reimburse you for that.
Okay.
So I think we're in a good spot here. I
All right,
know we're
thank
in a
you.
good spot. Let's just put it that way.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions from committee members?
Can't argue with reimbursable, so a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion by Alder Limpy, second by Alder Ross to approve item 0101-22. No further questions, comments? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Thank you. The motion passes. Our next item is 0105-22. Communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of the city engineer, submitting change order number 1 to contract 2021051 Lake Michigan Pathway Phase 4, A.W. Oates and Son Inc. contractor. Recommendation that the change order be approved in the contract, change order number 1, contract be approved. I'm reading that wrong, just read it. This change order for contract 2021051 Lake Mission Pathway Phase 4, A.W. Oates and Son contract to be approved in the deduct amount of $662.08. Physical note funding for this change order is available in the following federal grants: DPW Lake Michigan Pathway Phase 4, General Obligation Bonds, BS. Mr. Mullender.
The only additional information I have to add, Madam Chair, is basically it's just the original contract was approved in the amount of $583,595.01 and was approved under resolution 0518-21 of July 20th of last year. This change order reduces the contract amount to $582,932.93.
Thank you, Mr. Mulder. Any questions from committee members?
No, move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Alderman McCarty, second by Alderman Lipke to approve item 0105-22. If there are no questions, comments, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The motion carries. Our next item is 0106-22. Communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of the Department of Public Works to submit final payment for contract 202-1051 Lake Michigan Pathway Phase 4 A.W. Oaks and Son Inc. contractor. Recommendation that work completed by A.W. Oaks and Son on contract for Lake Michigan Pathway Phase 4 be accepted and final payment authorized for a total contract of $582,932.93. Final payment to include retainage. Fiscal note contract 202-1051 was authorized under resolution number 0518-21 dated July 2021. Mr. Mullinger.
Nothing really to add on this one. Obviously, it's just the final payment of the change order that was just approved. If you agree, I recommend approving it.
Any questions from committee members? Entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Moved by Alder Santiago, second by Alder Lipke to approve item 0106-22. If there are no questions, comments, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposers? The motion passes. Our next item is 0110-22. Communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of the Department of Public Works to submit final payment for contract 202-1032 roof replacement 1415 Hampton Place HIS Company contractor. Recommendation that the work completed by HIS Corp. on contract 202-1032 roof replacement be accepted and final payment authorized for total contract amount of $70,215.11. Final payment to include retainage. Fiscal note contract 202-1032 was authorized under resolution number 0356-21 dated May 18, 2021. Mr. Pritzlaw.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is the work on contract 2021-032 roof replacement at 1415 Hamden Place is complete. And the final contract amount that the contractor is requesting is $70,215.11. Resolution number 0356-21 on May 18th authorized the project for $60,960. Change order number 1 was approved under resolution 0998-21 and increased the contract amount by $9,255.11. We have the final payment funding as shown in the memo and request your approval.
Thank you. Any questions from committee members?
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second to approve item 0110-22. If there are no further questions, comments, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposes? The motion passes. Our next item is 0109-22, communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of city engineering, requesting approval of a temporary limited easement for 1515 Winslow Street. Recommendation that the TLE for 1515 Winslow Street be approved. Physical note funding to defray the cost of the easement are available in or object 45040-57500.
Madam Chair?
Sure, Mr. Rooney?
Yeah, the recommendation should also include that the Commissioner of Public Works be authorized to approve a negotiated payment to the property owner for the acquisition of the TLE.
Thank you, Mr. Rooney.
You're welcome.
I had just,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you.
No.
had that. Okay.
yeah, he gave it to me just for the gift, but no,
No,
that's
that's
fine.
fine.
Okay. So are the community members okay with that inclusion, or would you like for us to read it again?
I think it should be fine.
Okay, it's just that the Public Works will be authorized to give the owner pay the owner for the acquisition. So any questions from committee members? Mr. Rooney? Oh,
City Engineer Muller can explain the need for the
Yeah.
temporary limited
Okay.
easement.
Yeah.
we kind of got off track there.
It's okay.
Basically, well, the item is basically for the approval of the request to generate the temporary limited easement. This easement is is in need. This is an accessible alley. And this particular property has a retaining wall that is part of the alley. In the original alley, it was integral with the concrete pavement of the alley. Traditionally, when we replaced these, we saw cut at the bottom of the retaining wall, and the retaining wall remains, and we just paved the alley portion. That's how their assessment was generated. But this particular retaining wall is failing to a point where it needs to be replaced. We cannot replace it without going into the private property of that residence. The fence has to be taken down and things have to be, dug back and tied into natural ground and everything else for this retaining wall to be built in the same location as the existing one. So that retaining wall is actually going to be, the cost of that retaining wall will be absorbed by the city and not passed on as assessment. If that's a little bit more information than what the TLE is for, but that's what this TLE is needed for.
Thank you, Mr. Molitor. Any questions from committee members? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion for approval.
Move to approve. Second.
Motion by Alder Ross, second by Alder Santiago to approve item 0109-22. If there are no further questions, comments, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposers? The motion passes. Our final item is 0117-22, communication sponsored by the chair on behalf of the Commissioner of Public Works, submitting a professional service agreement between the City of Racine and AECom Technical Services, Inc. in the not to exceed amount of $222,550 for a wastewater infiltration and inflow and flow exceedance reduction program. Recommendation of the Public Works that the Public Works and Service Committee approve the professional service agreement and direct the mayor and city clerk to sign the agreement between the city of Racine and AECom Technical Services, Inc. for a wastewater infiltration and inflow and flow exceedance reduction program in the not to exceed amount of $222,550. Fiscal note, funding is available in object 4010-52100 manhole fund professional service. Commissioner Renew.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm gonna read a, hopefully not too long-winded memo to the committee to give you a little context to why we're doing this and why this agreement is before you tonight. The city of Racine and other major contributing public entities developed and signed an intergovernmental agreement to establish sanitary sewer flow allocations for each of the parties. The intergovernmental agreement flow allocations are expressed as an average daily flow with associated peak day flow, peak hour flow, BOD, TSS, as well as other parameters. The Racine wastewater utility has flow monitors at various locations in the wastewater network and either monitors or calculates flows for each party. The intergovernmental agreement also has trigger points where if the Racine water utility monitoring calculated flows exceed either 80, 90, 95, or 100% of the peak flows, various requirements are triggered. The city is the largest wastewater contributor to the Racine wastewater utility system and is a complicated network that is part monitored and part calculated to determine flows for compliance. In 2020, the Racine wastewater utility service area had high intensity rain events in which the city's calculated peak hour flow exceeded 100% of the city's peak hour flow allocation twice and exceeded 90% a total of 5 times. In 2021, the city did not have any exceedances. Since 2020, the city has had a sewer moratorium triggered by the 2020 events. However, it has been temporarily lifted while several studies and projects are being executed to address exceedances. The city's collection system is highly influenced by the intensity and duration of rainfall events. The program is anticipated to last several years and will be undertaken in a phased approach. The goal of this program will be to define peak flow allocation allotment and ultimately reduce peak flow to below 90% of the allocated amount and develop a cost-effective strategy to continue to reduce peak flows to avoid future exceedances and will enable a release from a sewer moratorium. The first phase of the program will consist of flow monitoring to quantify baseline flows of the Echo Lane neighborhood, as well as the 2 study areas in the North Osborne area. One area in North Osborne will be studied for flow reductions due to the elimination of vented manholes, and the other will be studied for the flow reductions from city-side lateral deficiencies grouting. The second phase of the program will include system improvement design, construction support services, and specialty inspections of Echo Lane and North Osborne areas. The third phase will include flow monitoring to quantify the post-improvement flows. With the results of phase 3, the fourth phase will include an analysis of the entire program, including the results of the 2 study areas applied citywide and the main Gould Tunnel Storage Project. A fifth and final stage of the program will only be undertaken if the existing projects and citywide reduction projections do not achieve an overall reduction in the peak hour flow to the below 90% requirement. If a fifth phase is required, it will consist of developing additional projects to facilitate the remaining reductions needed. While the scope of this professional service agreement includes 5 phases, only phase 1 is being considered at this time. The remaining 4 phases will be authorized at a later date. The cost of phase 1 is $222,550, and funding is available in 40101-52100 and was budgeted for and approved in the 2022 CIP. If the committee agrees with the staff recommendation, then the appropriate action is to recommend the mayor and city clerk be authorized and enter into the agreement. So what we have before you tonight is a proposal to start working on some issues related to exceedances that we're looking at system-wide. The city of Racine appeared before the Wastewater Utility Commission back in August of 2021 to give them a plan for how we are going to proceed and move forward to stay out of the position where we can go under a sewer moratorium, where we can extend either sanitary sewer service or even sanitary sewer laterals for new developments. This project is going to go a long ways in trying to find the citywide application to reduce flows. This is also being done at the same time with another project we are looking at for a tunnel storage project on the north side of Racine, and we're currently involved with AECom, Brown and Caldwell, and the Racine Wastewater Utility in that endeavor. That is another project that's, like I said, on a parallel separate path, and will be going to the Racine Wastewater Commission in due time. So with that, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer them at this time.
Alder Ross.
Thank you, Alder Jones. I noticed that the last day, or the phase 5, I think it was in 2024. Are we looking to take action after that date, or are we looking to take action on this information throughout these phases?
Well, for the purpose of the approval for tonight, we're asking that we enter into professional services agreement for phase 1 of this agreement. All the other phases build on what gets done in phase 1. I don't know what the scope of those costs will be, or how large or small that project will become based on the data that we'll start collecting. That's why we're going to bring this in kind of piecemeal over the next, 2+ years. I think, as I see it, we'll probably be amending this professional services agreement to add on these phases. And as we get through the subsequent phase, we'll know just how much more work is ahead of us in the next phase, because a lot of that is going to change based on the results of this initial study in phase 1.
Okay, thank you.
Does that answer your question, Alder Ross?
Good enough for now.
Okay. Any further questions from committee members? If not, I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Is there a
Second.
second? Motion to approve by Alder McCarthy, second by Alder Limpke, to approve 0117-22. If there are no further questions, comments, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any
Aye.
opposed? The motion passes. And that concludes our agenda for this evening. Thank you, everyone. We are adjourned.
Thanks all.
Have a good day.
Hey, drive
Good night.
safe home, but we're the only ones driving. so.
Hey, be careful, guys. It is really slippery out there. Be careful.
I know, that's why I'm gonna.
All right.